with Atlanta native Greg Fann, the Preacherman, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacherman.
Well, we're here, Shanan.
We're here.
We're here. Hey, listen, thank you guys so much for last week for the program, and we got a lot of comments and a lot of views. So continue to like us, continue to subscribe, continue to tell other people and individuals about what we're doing with Straight Talk. Today we're going to have our special guest, going to be former State Senator Vincent, and he is going to be talking about prostate cancer. And of course, I am a prostate cancer survivor. He's a prostate cancer survivor. So we're going to be talking about prostate cancer in black men. But Shanan, before we get to the senator and talking about your mic is on. It's not?
It's not.
Oh, well,
Uh-huh.
no, go ahead on.
Okay. Go ahead. You were asking me a question.
Yeah. Before we get to the senator and begin to talk to the senator, we're just going to share a mic right now. Before we get to the senator and talk about prostate cancer, let's talk about some of the initiative that CBC is taking on, and I'll talk about some of the initiatives South Florida Ministry Alliance are taking on.
So this year we met on yesterday, and we're bringing back our salute to black fathers and saluting black men and black women. We are dealing with the issue of affordable housing. It's a major issue. Bedrock of concerned black clergy is the issue of homelessness, and Atlanta's growing very much in that way. And so,
Can we deal with the issue of traffic?
yeah, I do my traffic report every now and then, but I didn't do it today. But that is a serious issue as well. But just really looking at issues of equity in Atlanta. I'm also passionate, and I'm bringing to concerned black clergy this notion of personal agency, of being responsible for ourselves and our community. Not everything is going down to the governor's office. Not everything is begging the mayor or the governor, because the government can't fix our issues, right? I mean, so the we is not inclusive to me. Well, it may include, but it, heavily, it's the, my phone is talking to me now, hold on, okay. It's heavily us's, right? And so we want to deal with economic opportunities in the varying levels, workforce development, faith and labor roundtable. So that this year is going to be looking at those affordable housing, economic opportunities, and then looking at some of the other political issues that come up in and around. What's happening in South Florida?
Well, this is what's happening in South Florida, and we are going to do as we used to do is each and every month in South Florida, and we used to meet with, before the pandemic, we used to meet with the police chief, members of the mayor and council, and also with this year we're going to include city managers. The challenge talk about the things that's happening in the South Fulton area, and working also with City of Atlanta, because City of Atlanta, that goes City of Atlanta, that goes South Fulton metro area and stuff like that. So we got to make sure that we engage conversation. So we're going to be engaging conversation. We're going to be doing more things in terms of looking at more out for grandparents, raising grandkids, and those kinds of things. Those are going to be some of our initiative, and we're going to do more around dementia. And dementia is a real issue, and it's a part of mental health illness. And we're going to be doing a Zoom call with Dr. Faison, who is has been working with South Florida Ministry Alliance we've been doing this for a couple of years. But now we want to get more entrenched in it, because we're experiencing more and more dementia in our community, more and more mental illness in our community. So we're going to be dealing with mental illness, dementia, and those type of issues that is affecting our community. But right now, Shanan, thank you for all the work that you're doing with CBC. And as we partner with CBC and South Florida Ministry Alliance, we're asking other alliances, Ministry Alliance, to come in. We may want to have a roundtable discussion with other alliances and clergy, and bringing clergy in to just talk about what they're doing and how we're going to do a network.
And because I really think that clergy voices are needed right now. You know, there needs to be a moral rearmament in Atlanta. What we didn't discuss just now is tackling violence in the city, but we did when we talked about economic opportunities, when we talked about refocusing, we talked about looking and making sure that there's vocational education in public schools and that we can point a young person to a destiny, right? So rather than to keep rehearsing the marching around the issues of violence, let's really tackle the thing. Granny said, I don't mind.
It's the devil's workshop. And truly it is. Well, we're going to go to Miss C. And Miss C coming. Miss C, can you see us, Miss C? Can you see us?
Miss C here with your 3-minute news blast, or maybe a little more. Hello, Bishop Gregory Fann. Hello, Pastor Shanan Jones. Hey, y'all looking pretty good. Let me see. Yeah, y'all look good today. Anyway, I just got a few little tidbits I want to tell you about that's going on around the city, in and about. Listen, the 11th Annual Young Pastors and Leaders Conference will be held February 6th through the 9th. This fantastic conference includes workshops on Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. until noon. They will be facilitated by Reverend James A. Jameson, Assistant Pastor of Brooklyn Baptist Church, along with Reverend Ancoma Anderson Sr., Senior Pastor of Welfare Baptist Church in Belton, South Carolina, and Reverend Telly Lynette Gadsden of the South Carolina Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church. There will also be a special session for pastors' spouses facilitated by First Lady Robin H. Jackson of Brookland Baptist Church. This 11th Annual Young Pastors and Leaders Conference will be held at Brookland Baptist Church. They're located at 1066 Sunset Boulevard in West Columbia, South Carolina. There will also be nightly worship services at 7 p.m. Reverend Charles B. Jackson Sr. is pastor. For more information, check them out on their website. That's www.brooklandbaptist.org, and that's BROOKLAND Baptist.org. Okay. The Gospel Love Fest 2023, presented by Pastor Thomas G. Ashford Jr. and the New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church family, will be held February 11th at 4 p.m. Featured guests include the Holloway and Drake Singers, Joseph Robinson and Chosen Aggregation, Wanda Ashford, Bishop Joanne White, Gail Sims, also known as Cuz the Clown, Larry Berkeley, Tyrethia Creamer, and Atlanta's own Lady Von Seal Belcher. New Jerusalem is located at 1385 Gus Thornhill Jr. Drive in East Point. The doors will open at 3 p.m. And if you need more information, just give them a call. I don't have the number. I'm sorry. I feel dumb. Anyway, Reverend Ashford, I'm sorry. Maybe they can look it up on the website. Just look for New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church in East Point. Attention musicians. There is a group that wants to hire you, the GSG MBC Music Ministry. They're looking to hire musicians. They want organists, keyboardists, bass players, and drummers. And you can contact Sister Talia Williams at 706-322-7039. That's 706-322-7039. And if you're a musician out there and you've been trying to find work, hey, they're looking to hire. Well, listen, I want you to do 4 things for me. I want you to like us. I want you to subscribe to us. And I'd like for you to leave comments and share us. Those 4 things I'd like for you to do. And I got them right today. I'm so sorry about last week. I had a senior moment. Almost had one just now. But anyway, if you would let us know how we're doing. There are some buttons on your screen right there. And you can just punch them, subscribe, share, all that, comments, all that. And we would certainly appreciate it. And if you have any news that you'd like to share with the audience, just send it to straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. Well, that's going to do it for Miss C, and we're going to see you next time. And listen, in the meantime and in between time, may the Lord God bless you real good. Bye now.
Well, Miss C be always
I
saying.
tell you, Miss C, you keep having senior moments. You don't have to stop with them senior moments, Miss C.
Wait a minute.
God,
Wait a minute.
really,
You're going to
really,
get off
really,
Miss C
really.
now. You're going to get off her. And you're going to like her.
Appreciate it.
You're going to subscribe. You're going to comment. And you're going to share.
I'm going to do all of that.
But you ain't going to talk about Miss C.
I'm going to talk about
That's my
Miss C.
friend.
Miss C having too many senior moments. But anyway, it was good to see Miss C. But it's even better to see my former senator, my friend, my community activist, a person that I dearly, dearly love and truly appreciate all the work that you have put in for people, for regular, common, everyday people, fighting for regular, common, everyday people. And we're gonna be talking about prostate cancer, and because you have had it, and I have had the surgery for prostate cancer, and many black men are experiencing prostate. A young guy came to talk to me. He had the surgery on Monday, but he wanted to talk to me about it because he's 50 years old. 50 years old. So young people are experiencing prostate cancer too. So I'm gonna let you take it. But as we get back, as we fold back out, before we close out, as we get to the concerned clergy of Atlanta, in conjunction with also Southwood Ministry Alliance, we want to deal with this homelessness issue and some of the things that you have dealt with in the past as you worked on those predatory learning and some of those other things that you dealt with. All right?
Before he goes, can I just tell real quick, Vincent, short story? So,
what's the story?
Well, here's the story. First time I went to jail. It's because of Vincent Ford. And this is how he caught me and Warnock. We were down at the Capitol one day.
Yeah.
And he huddled us and said, I want you all to do something for me. We said, yes, sir. What is it? I need y'all to go to jail. So we went to jail on Medicaid expansion,
I went to jail 1 week, and then y'all came
We came the next week. And Warnock was walking around the jail, and they kept saying, inmate, sit down. He kept walking. They said, inmate, sit down. So finally, we called him and said, Dr. Warnock, they're telling you to sit down. He said, they said inmate. We in jail now.
You an inmate.
Vincent Ford got us in jail.
Listen, that ain't the only time. There's a lot of more stories we can tell about that. But, he's been on the battlefield and standing up for injustice and helping so many people. And I don't think you get the credit that you truly deserve for all the work that you put in for the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. But I know you're not here ready to talk about that, but you want to talk more about prostate cancer.
I do want to say one thing.
Okay.
Very quickly.
Sure.
Many of the times that I was out there on that front line, y'all were standing with me.
Right.
So no one person does it alone. We do it together.
Right.
And so I appreciate your support, the support of both of you over these many years. It's been a great adventure. It ain't over yet.
All right. No. But we want to talk a little bit about prostate cancer and your experiences.
I was first diagnosed in 2010. If my memory serves me correctly, I was, as a matter of fact, I was over at, I told you this, I was over at First Iconic.
Right.
In a meeting over at Tim McDonald's church. We were in a meeting inspiring on something. I would get up and go to the restroom 3 or 4 times during the week. Reverend McDonald said, "Boy, go to your doctor and get checked out." And sure enough, I went to my doctor and he did my PSA, prostate antigen test, and it was over 4. I forget what it was, about an 8, which is high. Anything over 4. And I'm not a practicing physician.
Sure, I understand.
But so I'm just giving out my personal experience people need to consult. There are a lot of sources on the internet regarding prostate cancer. So, in any event, I went to my urologist. The urologist was fine. Got prostate cancer.
Sure.
I was a little bit stunned. You know, that is, anytime you're told you have cancer, you know, you need to start,
It's scary. It's scary. It's scary. Yeah, it is.
So, I had prostate surgery, had my prostate taken out. Unfortunately, the cancer had leached outside of the prostate. It had gone into my body. So that's kind of the beginning of my experience.
Mhm.
I've had every procedure, just about you could imagine. I've had surgery, I've had radiation, hormonal injections, 2 different powerful drugs,
Right.
chemotherapy, and I'm still being treated. But 10 years later, here I am.
Still here.
And to be honest with you, I have not had, prostate cancer is interesting because if you wait too late, it's very treatable if you get it early.
Early. Mm-hmm.
It is tends to be a slow growing cancer. My luck, I have a more aggressive. I'm on the more aggressive end of prostate cancer, but it's a slow going. I have not had one day of pain. Maybe I feel in the last year I've had a little bit of pain, but in the 10 years that I've had prostate cancer, I've never had any pain. That's why it's very important.
Catch it early.
Catch it early.
Mm-hmm.
One out of every 6 African American men who get prostate cancer.
Right.
1 out of every 6.
Yeah.
That's 15 to 20% of all black men will have prostate cancer, and that's why it's important. And one of the things that I have seen in the last 10, 15 years is black men are starting to say, yeah, I need to take care of myself.
Right.
It's still not where it ought to be because we don't want to go to the doctor.
Right.
You know,
I'm all right.
I'm all right.
I don't want to put his finger up my rectum. Now, all of that. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. We as black men have to start taking care of ourselves in many, many ways. But one of the ways we have to take care of ourselves, we've got to go to that doctor.
Absolutely.
And we just got to put pressure on our fathers, our sons, our brothers. And the family has something to do with it. Because girlfriends, wives, tell them you're not going to go out on a date with them if they don't go to the doctor.
Right.
We got to put pressure.
Right. Well, that's how Ford's Forum is going on because that's where they always going to call Ford. And somebody saying this and said, Vincent, I need more information about that thing. Already called it.
Let me tell you, I will give mine.
Yeah, go on, do that.
Senator Ford at Gmail, FORD, Senator Ford at Gmail. And if there's someone out there who wants me to come talk to their group or to their church group or community group, I'd be glad to do it because as we sit here, if we reach one person, say one person's life. I mean, that's what this is about.
It is really.
This is not just,
Right.
throwing information out there. We want to change people's behavior because we've got so much to do with our communities, and we can't do it if we don't vote.
Yeah, ourselves. We got to.
Living in our community
Yeah.
is just stressful.
Oh.
I mean, I was telling my wife that, and she said, "Oh my goodness, you." I said, "Just drive in our community. I love our people." I said, "But it's just stressful, just driving, just walking into the store and somebody screaming and hollering on the phone, or screaming and hollering at their loved one or a child, or just being in our community. It's stressful. I tell my wife, she said, "What do you want to do for vacation?" I said, "I'm gonna go drive around Alpharetta for a day." So just relax. Before I go back home.
Listen, our producer's trying to tell us something here, and what I want to do is I want to wrap this section up. We got about 10 more minutes here. I want to wrap this up on prostate cancer, but I want to say that I'm a cancer survivor. I had prostate surgery, and they caught it early. and the doctor had, my brother had it, my father had it, and most of the time when your father have it or your brother have it, it's in the family. And if someone in your family, I'm saying it, any black man, if someone in your family died from prostate cancer, you need to go get yourself checked out, and you need to do it sooner than later. And you need to have to keep on doing it. You need to keep on doing it. I started getting checked out when I was like 28 years old. And of course, from 28, my dad, they said when I was 28, they wanted to remove my dad. Said, oh no, you ain't finna do that. Not at 28, you ain't finna do that. But over a period of time, it, like you said, it's slow. It's a slow cancer. So at 72, because that's how I am now, 72 years old, then they had to remove it. And they caught it early. So I don't have to do chemo, I don't have to do radiation, I don't have to do any of those things because it did not get out of the prostate. It is a blessing. So I'm saying to those of you who are here, Senator Ford is here to talk to you. He'll do it for you. Granus, you come, he'll talk to you about it because it's important that black men know. As I said today, the young man, 50 years old, he just turned 50, he just getting his AARP card, and here he is with prostate cancer. And I think he said his was like at 10, the PSA level
Was at a 10.
At a 10. So I mean, so it's slow, but it goes up. But let me tell you something: ain't nothing like living. Ain't nothing like living. Ain't nothing like living. So
What have they said is the causes of it? I mean, because my maternal grandfather died of prostate cancer. My father had prostate cancer. He's still alive.
right,
But it as Senator Ford, it got to his lymph nodes.
right,
And he had Dr. Bennett was his doctor, very good, renowned urologist, and caught it. Was able to do it. Dad did seeds.
right,
But my grandfather in 1975, they diagnosed him, and it was slow, and he didn't want to deal with it. He just, but you're 72. You were
Right.
diagnosed at 71.
right,
And then you say some folks are 50. I have a friend of mine who's 48, 49, and he was diagnosed at like 47. So you were diagnosed at 54.
Right, right.
What are they saying are the causes of it?
you know what? When you really think about it, it's hereditary with black men. I mean, it's just hereditary. It's an hereditary disease. That cancer is. So it's like most women, if their mothers have sisters who have breast cancer, it's hereditary. It's a disease that's hereditary, and so that's why I urge all black men. Who, no matter what age you are, go get tested and keep up with the process.
Breast cancer, pancreatic cancer are related to prostate cancer.
Right.
If you have those cancers, my brother had pancreatic cancer, my mother had breast cancer, and other women have had breast cancer. And I have a brother who has prostate cancer.
Right.
So it is hereditary. And on top of that, there are environmental and lifestyle factors. We've got to eat better. Because bad diet feeds cancer.
Drink less.
Drink less alcohol. Drink less liquor.
Leave that liquor alone. Leave that brown balls alone.
And we've got to exercise.
Definitely.
That 20 to 30-minute walk every other day or every day or 5 days a week, absolutely critical.
Absolutely.
So it is hereditary. Like I said, I have a brother, we talk, and his treatment options aren't as severe as mine.
Right.
He's doing hormonal shots.
Okay.
But I've done the whole gamut. But we have got to understand what you said is passed on.
Right.
From generation. But in addition, we've got to do those things to mitigate the advance of the cancer. Because exercising helps. Because, and I'll just make this very short,
Sure.
because the cancer in your body, when when you don't exercise, the cancer doesn't get oxygen in the bloodstream, so it does what? It goes
Places about that way.
So
yeah.
when you're exercising, it stops the cancer from circulating through your body. That's very basic. I'm not a doctor, but go online and there's so much good stuff. But but I just want to make that point.
Okay.
That there are factors we can do to try to suppress the cancer.
What we want to do, because our producer is back there.
Are we out of time?
Just about.
Because I know brothers are going to say, if I go there, I ain't going to be able to have sex. I want to talk about that too, because I know that's a big fear.
Well,
would you rather die of not having sex, or would you rather die of
having sex?
These are the conversations.
If you die, you don't want to have prostate cancer and go through what you have to go through.
Yeah.
And your sex life is not like what it used to be. Let me just say to you is that, listen, you're still living. And that's the most important thing. You are still here. That's the problem. Is you got to think about it. What's more important? And this is scripture here. What's more important? To gain the whole world and lose your soul? Would you rather have your soul and spend eternity with God, or would you rather just have the whole world and leave everything here? So I ain't trying to leave nothing.
Well, but some brothers say, if loving you is wrong.
Yeah,
I don't want to be right.
I mean, but let me tell you something. let them brothers, and we got grave for them, and we got cremation for them, because that's what's going to happen to them if they don't go and do what they need to do. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take care of you. And black men scared to go to the doctor. My wife would tell you this: if I stump my toe and start hurting, I'm running to the doctor. I'm serious. You have to, and the older you get, the more you have to. So that's real talk. But I want to just, in our class, how many minutes do we have? How many minutes left? We have 4 minutes left. In our last 4 minutes, Vincent, we'll talk a little bit about what you did in terms of affordable housing and the work that you tried to do and to help people who were losing their homes and those kinds of things. Because that thing that you were fighting then is still happening today. And there's nobody standing on the wall fighting for the people.
This issue of affordable housing is, I think, the central issue of our time. And on my way over here, I passed homeless folk in tents and all that. But one of the things that we have to do is make sure that we don't get our houses taken away from us and people are forced to join the army of the homeless. So yeah, we spent a long time. Let me tell you, I could write a book, and I ought to, on what we did fighting the predatory lenders. Mm-hmm. Man, I didn't know what I was going to get into, Pastor. I didn't know what I was going to get into. The banks came after me. The banks said the lending companies came after me full bore. But we made changes. It was a movement like no other in my lifetime, and we were able to make a great change in people's attitudes. I came by concerned black clergy on a number of occasions, and people would come up to me. I see people at the grocery store, at the restaurant. They say, "Ford, I remember when you was talking about predatory lending, you helped me save my house." So we're gonna. Let me tell you, people I didn't know were listening and said, "I need to make sure I do the things Ford talking about." So, and that's why, we have got to get back out there and train people and educate people on, and have town hall meetings and just train people on how to protect their homes from the predatory lenders, because they ain't gone nowhere. They're still out there.
Oh, they really out there.
They've changed and become more, sneaky.
Right, but they out there.
But so we have to deal with this issue of affordable housing, and there's just so many parts to it. We've got to start talking about how we build affordable housing in existing neighborhoods, which becomes a touchy issue.
Sure.
But we've got to, we cannot accept what I just saw driving over here from downtown.
You know, one of the things I do want to say as we get ready to close out, Shannon, is that I read an article just yesterday, lady 92 years old, couldn't pay the taxes on her house. House paid for, couldn't pay the taxes. 92 years old. $2,000 worth of back taxes was owed. They took her house for $2,000 and sold it and made a profit. And she didn't get any money from that. So I mean,
probably owned it free and clear.
Free and clear. She owned it free and clear. So I'm just saying, these are real issues that we're talking about.
One of the things that we found out, in addition to the banks taking the houses, the tax liens.
Tax lien. That wasn't the bank.
People are losing probably as many houses from the tax lien as they were. I'll never forget. I went to a community meeting in this community,
Right.
and I remember a young white man got up and said, "I feel so bad. The house that I live in used to be owned by an older woman. We know she older African American woman,
Right.
and she got foreclosed on, and I'm in the house now." He said it out in the meeting. He felt bad about it. He didn't feel bad enough to
give it back.
the house back. So we know it's going on,
Right, we do.
but we have, as community leaders, have to plan and strategize like we did, back when we were passing the predatory lending law. And
Right.
so I appreciate this opportunity to talk about it. I didn't know we were going to talk about that, but that's an issue dear to my heart.
Needs to be.
Absolutely, we know, and so we need to get you back to talk a little bit more, and then when we meet with CBC and with South Force, and when we meet, bring you into that meeting.
We need to do that.
Yeah, we need to do that.
We need to do that. I pledge that I will work with y'all on bringing this information about prostate cancer through CBC and South Florida.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, and helping us on this issue on predatory lending and the issues that we're dealing with. See, you got the history, and when you were working on it, things were happening. Nobody's doing those things. There's a lot of talk, but no action. A lot of talk, but no action. We need action. And let's well, Shanan, I'm gonna let you say what you got to say. We're gonna get ready to get out because she done start waving her hand in the air just like she don't care.
We need to put Vincent Ford in Congress.
Don't say that. I'm afraid I might win.
Well, with that note, listen, hey, do tune in next week to Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacherman, and Shanan E.Jones. And our special guest today has been none other than the former state senator, the champion, the people's champion, Senator Vincent Ford. Until next week, you ain't been tuned to nothing but what? Straight Talk.
Your guest on Straight Talk, email Greg Fann at FANN922@Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacherman.